What's up, everybody? As always, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to Contract Fortune. We're getting started. Everything's getting started again. We're getting ready to start teaching classes online again. And there'll be educational opportunities as well as discounts available to you. So check the website so that you can find out what things are available to you. With that said, let's start it like this. The last video we talked about the fact that they laid off 88,500 drivers last month in April. That is a lot of people unemployed on the driver's side. Now, you have a lot of drivers now in DC who are protesting, owner-operators, independent owner-operators, who are protesting cheap freight and the fact that, rates are so low. I actually talked to one of my friends, that it's a driver. He told me that he's only getting $1 a mile, $1 and some change per mile. So 500 miles, $500, that's insanity to me. But often you hear drivers complain that, especially those that own their own trucks, that the broker isn't, paying me the right amount of money. He's trying to, rip me off. He's shorting me. He's doing this. He's doing that. They complain about brokers. Now, I'm going to tell you something from behind the scenes. A lot of brokers don't have that much money into the freight. You got companies that do have a lot of money into the freight and they're just not sharing. But you have a lot of brokers who are fair, like me, who didn't have a lot of money into that freight. So, my goal was to always make $200 to $300 off of every truck. So, at a certain point at $200, I got to cut you off. I can't give you all my money. But drivers go from a space of a lot of drivers, the old school drivers to me, operated from a space of being greedy, or they thought that, the brokers had so much into it, and brokers operated from a space of being greedy as well. But now I think you have a lot more younger demographic and brokers that are, younger, that play the game fair. You have brokers like myself that came from a trucking background who know that, make sure you pay your drivers well so you can get the most out of them. And the thing I'll say is this: to eliminate that problem, you should broker your own freight. Just broker your own freight. I had a discussion with a friend of mine. This was years ago, and I tell this story. I don't remember what video I told it in, but it was a while ago I told it. And he basically told me that, I'm saying this from a respectful place, so please don't skewer me in comments. But truck driving is a blue collar business. Okay, it's a very well paying blue collar business. But would you rather have 3 trucks that pay you $7,000 a week as a business owner? Or would you rather have 50 trucks paying you $200 with no overhead in terms of dealing with maintenance and paying drivers and things of that nature? All of that stuff is you. The $50 multiplied, 50 trucks times 200. That's all you. I said I'd rather have the 50 trucks making $200. He said, all right, well, I'll teach you how to broker and then go get a job. And I never wanted to work for another brokerage firm. I don't like working for other people. First off, I've been a business owner since I was 24. So working for other people has never really been my thing. I've had good years. I've had bad years. So you have to be prepared for that if you are going to be an entrepreneur. But with that type of, mobility and freedom, you don't have to deal with anybody taking away from your overall number. So if you are a driver, right, every client or every stop that you make, you should be talking to whoever's running the dock, whoever's the operations manager for that, warehouse or wherever you're at. You should be talking to them, because if it's somewhere that you like going to, if it's somewhere that you feel like, okay, I could do this is some freight that I would like to deliver, then you need to be giving your business card out. You need to be making sure that they have your information if you're going to get a truck or if you have a truck. And then that way, let me tell you, there might be a lot of big companies that have, loads coming out of certain areas, certain companies or whatever. But when they drop the ball, it's the next man up. And you never know when that next man up will be you. And as long as you're going to be more hungry, you're going to have more tenacity, you're going to have more ambition. So, you're going to work harder to make sure that that freight is delivered on time. And then next thing you know, you're pulling 20, 30 loads a week for that company that, all you did was give them a business card a couple of months ago when you stopped there. It's a process, and a lot of folks don't have the intestinal fortitude to go through with that process. But it's a process, and you have to follow that process in order to get the clientele, in order to build your brokerage firm. Don't think C.H. Robinson and Logistics One and Coyote and all these other people didn't start with that. It all starts from one client. And for a long time, a lot of drivers were pulling that scrap, that paper scrap, and that metal stuff. You know what I mean? Them recycled cans, and you know what I'm talking about. That real heavy. They come in cubes, and that's cheap freight. Dealing with a commodity like livestock or water or candy. Dealing with something like that, where it's like, M&Ms need to be in the grocery store every day. They need to constantly restock supply. So there's always a truck delivering candy to some warehouse for some supermarket somewhere. If you can get one of those type of contracts, as a freight broker, you're talking about some serious money. So every stop you make, you need to be giving out your business cards. You need to be talking to whoever runs the operation. Instead of, I was guilty of for so long. Every time I would get somewhere complaining, they take it too long to offload the truck. I've been sitting out here forever waiting to get offloaded. And sometimes those are legitimate complaints. But the more I knew I was getting ready to transition into being a freight broker, the more, unless it was detrimental to my person, or if somebody was going to hurt me or anything, other than that, I just didn't say anything. Just let it be and move quietly, move silently. Then that way, when the client is like, okay, well, let me try this guy out that gave me his card, a couple of weeks ago. Let me try him out. You're the one that gets the call, and put yourself in that place, put yourself in that space so that you can be that, that guy that gets the call. The other thing I wanted to talk about was just the more you diversify your business, if your trucks ever break down or you ever have any type of, issue where something's wrong with your trucks. If you're brokering, you don't have to leave your house. And going into the government contracting, even though I'm a little bit angry with government contracting right now, going into government contracting has paid me so much money. It's made me so much money. I can't complain, but so much. You know what I mean? Like, I understand at the age that I am now that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And evolving and adapting to this new world that we're going to be living in is something that I have to do as well. But government contracting gave me everything that I have. So I can't complain, but so much. So once you get your freight broker in, credentials, which is basically your authority and your insurances and your bond, the next thing you want to do is go into that government contracting space. Get your SAM.gov, get a SAM.gov, and start trying to bid on contracts and look for stuff that's in logistics. The thing that came to me was because my associates and my partners knew that I was into logistics, they came to me with these medical supply companies. Like, I was sitting on all these medical supply companies. I kid you not. I digress right now, but I kid you not. Because these guys knew what my track record was with logistics, they said, we'll give you the opportunity to move some of our freight if you can help us get into the government space. So now, not only do I have access to PPE at cost, you know what I mean? Like, at cost, like, the numbers that I'm getting it for is ridiculous. I now know that they know that I can move it for them if it needs to be moved. So the connections that you make in networking is also an important part of this. The affiliations, the associations are so important as you go. And instead of sitting back and complaining, I'm not saying what you say in your house or to your friends is one thing, but don't let that spill over into and ruin the potential of a good relationship with other clientele and other associates. So I didn't really want to go on and on and on, rambling on this video, but I did want to say that we're getting ready to start these classes back up, and the one that I'm going to focus on now is freight brokering, because I know that there are a lot of drivers out there now who are looking for a way. They got these CDLs, and now it's like, well, what do I do with it? And there is something you can still do with your CDL without you even driving. You know what I mean? Again, if you have the ambition and the tenacity and the hustle in you, you can go get clients. Jump in your car as these businesses start to open, right? I'll give you an example of something that I did. Jump in your car. Anywhere you see with a loading dock, right? A warehouse, a receiving dock. stop. And if they're open, go in and give them your card and tell them that you're able to move. I pull freight. We can pull your freight and find out. They'll probably tell you, it's a process. It's sales. It's definitely sales. And I'll do a video on sales, sooner or later here. But it's sales, and you're going to have to, talk to them once or twice or maybe even 3 times. But eventually it comes back around. So it's a sales process. But make sure that they start to know your name. Make sure they start to see your face so that you can start to get some of these clients and pull some of their freight. And it gets easier after a while. It gets so easier after a while. People watched me for a while, for the longest time. It looked like I was just having a great time in life, which I was. But it was easy because I had put the work in for it to just catch. Like once it catches and the wheel starts turning, you don't have to put as much. I'm not going to say that. You always want to put the effort into it, but you don't have to go as hard because they start looking for you because they heard about you. So the work will start to look for you. The money will start to chase you. That's the part you're looking for. That's the part that you're shooting for. That's where you're going with it. So again, I don't want to keep rambling on and just going on and on, but go to contractfortune.com. The discounts and everything, because I took the price all the way down for the freight brokering class because I knew everybody was hurting. I still got to charge something just so I can eat too, but I took the price all the way down from what it was so that maybe we can get some folks in and help them to diversify what it is that they're trying to do. You guys work way too hard to get these trucks. You worked way too hard to get where you are with the trucks. Well, don't look at it as a defeat. It's time to step up. It's time to step it up and take it to don't look at what happened. It's cool to protest. It's cool to be upset. It's cool to be angry. I'm angry about some stuff right now myself, but it's time to step up. You can only stay down here for so long. It's time to go this way. So in going this way, it requires you to diversify your business. It requires you to think outside the box. It requires you to move in a different way. And you can do it. I know you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to contractfortune.com. And be on the lookout because the videos are going to keep coming. And I'm willing to help. If you have any questions, email me. The office phone is always on. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But if you have any problems, just I'm here, and I want to see guys succeed. I want to see guys and ladies succeed in the logistics field because there's so much money to be made in it. So everybody stay safe. Do what you need to do in order for the country to so we can reopen the country and people don't get sick. And there's so much more that's going to happen. And I just look forward to everybody moving forward and diversifying their businesses. It's possible. It's very, very possible. Have a great day.